There comes a point in every sincere seeker's journey when external achievements no longer satisfy. You might have chased success, affection, even spiritual experiences, but something still feels unfinished. In this chapter, Sadhguru gently leads us to confront the deepest root of our discontent, our misunderstanding of what freedom truly means. We've been taught that freedom is about doing whatever we want. But Sadhguru says, real freedom isn't the ability to act without limits. It's the ability to live without compulsions. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are no longer driven by unconscious patterns, that's when true liberation begins. Most of us live as prisoners of our own mind, replaying old memories, reacting to others, carrying invisible baggage from the past. Sadhguru reminds us, what happened yesterday is not your enemy, unless you let it rule today. Liberation is not about fighting the past, but rising above its grip. He introduces the concept of inner stillness, not as the absence of thought, but as the presence of awareness. When your inner space is uncluttered, you begin to see with clarity. You no longer live in reaction. You respond with purpose and love. Freedom isn't a peak moment, it's a daily discipline. Sadhguru shares that every time you choose awareness over habit, grace over judgment, presence over distraction, you are stepping closer to freedom. And with each step, joy arises, not because life is perfect, but because you are no longer enslaved by it. The human system, Sadhguru explains, is capable of immense refinement. You are not fixed, you are fluid. Through inner work, your very perception of life can shift. What once irritated you may begin to amuse you. What once frightened you may now empower you. In this freedom, Sadhguru assures us love blooms. Not the needy, clinging kind, but a boundless love that arises from fullness, not lack. When you are no longer a slave to fear, you are free to give without condition, to serve without ego, to live without defense. But he warns, this path is not without resistance. The mind will rebel. Old habits will whisper. Ego will demand attention. That's okay. Transformation is not about denying these parts of you. It's about holding them in awareness until they dissolve on their own. Sadhguru compares the mind to a mirror. If it's dusty, it distorts. But if you clean it, gently, consistently, it reflects truth. Your job is not to shatter the mind, but to purify it. This clarity is what creates true freedom, the kind that nothing external can take away. Freedom, he says, is not isolation. It's not detachment. It's intimacy with life without ownership. It's dancing in the world without getting tangled in it. It's being in love with everything, but bound to nothing. So how do we begin to live this freedom? Start by watching. Watching your reactions, your speech, your triggers. Not with shame, but with curiosity. You are not your thoughts. You are the light that sees them. And that light is your power. Sadhguru speaks of the joy that arises when your inner world becomes still, not forced, but naturally calm. In this stillness, intuition awakens. Beauty reveals itself. The same life that once felt chaotic becomes poetic. He says, when you are no longer compelled to do anything, only then can you choose everything. That's the essence of spiritual freedom. Not escape, but choice. Not withdrawal, but sovereignty over your own inner climate. Let this chapter be a gentle call to unshackle yourself. You don't need to wait for the perfect environment, the ideal conditions. The key to your freedom has always been within. Today can be the day you pick it up. And remember Sadhguru's words. Freedom is not a goal. It's your original nature. Type, I choose freedom, in the comments if this speaks to you. And don't forget to subscribe, because each chapter brings you closer to the truth of who you are.